Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to get an appointment setting job with zero experience. A lot of people out there haven't got experience in appointment setting. They're trying to get into appointment setting. How do we actually get one of these roles? How do we actually start making money from it? That's what we're going to be covering in this video for a complete beginner. This is going to go from all the way from the start to the very end of us getting a role and actually starting making money. To start off with, who am I? My name's Ethan Price. I'm a 24-year-old. I'm an ex-construction worker. I used to work out in FIFO as a sparky, as an electrician, until I decided, obviously, after the long hours and the 4 a.m. wake-ups of 5 years of construction, it wasn't really something I wanted to do anymore. And I started looking for different ways to make an income so I could travel, so I could be at home with my family, so I could learn a new skill and actually start maybe some online businesses. Appointment setting was one of the first ways I started making money. I tried a bunch of different things. I tried drop shipping, crypto, SMA, or everything, but I realized that there was one thing missing from all of them. I had no skills. So instead of looking at business models, I started looking at what makes business models go well. And what I found were the two skills I needed were sales and marketing. Without those two things, you don't make any money. Marketing to bring people in, sales to actually convert them. And with marketing and sales, the best way to learn them is by actually doing them. So appointment setting was one of my first sort of ways of, just learning one high income skill that I could actually get out of my job and go all in on this stuff. If you don't know what appointment setting is, it's basically where there's influencers and businesses out there that are selling products at a high ticket. These products could be digital, these products could be physical, they could be services, coaching, mentoring, a bunch of different stuff, right? For a high ticket product to get sold, you can't just put a link somewhere and expect people to buy it. They have to go through a sales process so they know that they're actually going to get the value out of the product that they're hoping for, they're going to get the results, they probably will have questions. And that's where an appointment setter and a remote closer comes in. So just say there's an influencer or a business out there right now that is posting content about their offer. That person is getting thousands and thousands of messages every day and doesn't have time to talk to everyone, so they hire appointment setters to talk to them for them. Appointment setters pretty much figure out who's serious, who's not, who's qualified, who's not, and then book them onto a call with a closer where they actually get closed, they actually get the product. The way appointment setters get paid and how it actually works is it's based off commissions. So because we're in a sales job, we're based off commissions, which is a good thing. This is what gives us freedom. This is what stops us from trading time for money. Now we're getting paid for the skill we actually bring to the business, the value we actually bring. For an appointment setter, a standard percentage that you would make on a deal is about 5%. Can be higher, can be lower, depending on your experience and how good you actually are, but it's around that 5% mark most of the time. Every time an appointment setter books a call and that call closes, you take 5% of the deal. So most of these products that you will be selling for are around $10,000. An average day for an appointment setter would be talking to 100 different leads. Maybe only 50 of them are qualified. Then out of that 50, you only send 30 links. And then we'll just say only 50% of those people that got sent links actually book a call and show up. A normal closing percentage should be at least 30%. So that means if you book 15 calls, at least 4.5 people would have closed. You've just made $2,000. This is a great job for someone that doesn't want to show their face. They don't want to post content. They don't want to do anything too crazy. It's an awesome low barrier to entry job that is nowhere near as hard as remote closing. It's a good intro to sort of sales and learning framework and making some money so that you can actually get out of your job. But now that we know what appointment setting actually is, let's get into how to actually land one of these roles. Today we're going to be talking about 3 different methods we can use to land one of these roles with no experience. First one we're going to be talking about is cold outreach. Now cold outreach is probably one of the hardest ways to get a job, but it's still a good thing to do for someone that has zero experience. Cold outreach pretty much means we're going to be messaging these influencers or businesses, asking if they need appointment setters and then pitching yourself to them. You can do this through Instagram and Facebook, and the way you're going to find these people is you're pretty much going to be looking for someone that is selling an offer. A great way to find these people is to just look up a niche and then coach. So for an example, fitness coach or Airbnb coach or mindset coach or e-com coach. They'll give you a massive list of people to sort of outreach to. Before you go do this though, we need to make sure we have a couple of things in check. Number one, we need to clean up our Instagram. We don't want any drinking, we don't want any partying, we don't want any degenerate stuff all over there. Think of your Instagram now as a resume. If we're cold outreaching on Instagram, the first thing this person's going to do is go look at our Instagram to see who we are. We want to make sure that our Instagram account is probably verified. That's a good thing to do. And then also make sure that our Instagram account is off private. We want a public Instagram account. Make sure that this person can actually go through our page, see who we are, and then hopefully trust us. For another good tip on setting up your Instagram, it might be a good idea to clean up your bio, keep it nice and simple, and maybe even put appointment setter in there. Doing these simple things will increase your chance of getting a reply massively. The number of outreaches you're probably going to need to do is probably nearly 100 a week. Because if we think realistically, we're going to be reaching out to influencers or businesses that probably have thousands of followers. Most of them aren't going to reply to you. Some will though. We might reach out to 50 different people and only one person replies. But that's one person we can pitch and get on an interview with and then actually show our skills. Like I said before, this is probably one of the hardest ways to get a job, but you can still get very good jobs from this with absolutely no experience. Second method we're going to be talking about is Facebook groups. Now there's a bunch of different Facebook groups out there for appointment setters, for remote closers as well, where job offers get posted in there, or people that need appointment setters go into these groups and then ask, is anyone in here an appointment setter and wanting a job? I know a lot of people that have got some really good jobs off Facebook groups, but I've also known some people that have kind of pretty much got scammed off a Facebook group job. So this is how we make sure that we're actually getting a right job. We want to make sure it's uncapped commissions, which pretty much means we're working for a percentage, and it doesn't matter how good and how many calls we book, we're going to get paid for the actual 5%. Some jobs have capped commissions, so you can only earn so much, which kind of defeats the purpose of us getting into this type of role. The second thing we want to make sure about the offer is that it's inbound leads. We want to be mainly dealing with inbound leads, not outbound. To explain it really quickly, outbound leads is us reaching out to people. So pretty much cold calling, okay? The likelihood you're going to sell or book someone on an outreach is so much lower than an inbound lead. Inbound leads is pretty much someone coming to the influencer, coming to the business and saying, I want your product. They're reaching out to you. These types of prospects are way easier to try and book a call with because they actually want it. We're not trying to convince them that they need it or anything like that. They already know that they need it. That's why they've reached out. The next thing we want to check about the offer is that it actually gets people results. Okay, there's lots of offers out there that don't get people's results, and what happens to those offers is they pretty much burn and crash. We want an appointment setting job where we actually have conviction, we're actually selling something good, we're actually helping people. So one thing we need to check is actually getting people their results. And then the last thing we also want to check is that it's actually remote. Some appointment setting jobs are sort of half in, half out remote, or they require you to be in Australia, or they require you to be in a certain country. We want to make sure that it's fully remote. We can do it from any country at any time. Otherwise, you might have to go into an office every now and then, which is not what we want. If you check all these things on an offer, you should be fairly good. Where people sort of get, I guess, scammed or lucked out is where they get on an offer because they think it's really good and then it's just outbound leads, and what they're pretty much doing is making you work for free because they know that you're not really going to get a sale. They know that you're not really going to get booked. They're just using you for free labor. We don't want that, okay? So make sure we're checking all those things and we're going with inbound leads, uncapped commissions, and the offer's really good and we can actually work remote. Now, the next and last method we're going to be talking about is Seek or Indeed, so job websites. There are thousands and thousands of appointment setting jobs, remote closing jobs on these websites, but we still need to do all the checks we did with the Facebook groups and the cold outreach. Just like any other job with these websites, we put obviously our resume, our cover letter, explaining our experience and all that sort of stuff. On these websites, you should be able to just go look up appointment setting or remote appointment setting or remote sales or high ticket sales on these websites. Send in your resume, send in your cover letter, and then obviously wait to hear if you get an interview. Obviously, because we don't have any experience, it's going to be a lot harder for us to get a job compared to someone that's actually gone out and invested in himself and got training, which means you're going to have to do a lot more volume than someone that's got training on applying. We're going to have to reach out to a lot more people. We're going to have to do a lot more work until we get our first job. A lot of people sort of see this job and start applying to them and then rush into it without actually learning the skill. Like I mentioned before, appointment setting is based off commission. We're now getting paid for our skill, not time anymore. So a lot of people will rush to these jobs, apply to a bunch, maybe get an interview or two, and then not make any money. Why is that? Because with the great thing of being a good appointment setter and getting paid a lot, we also have the bad thing of being a shit appointment setter and not getting paid very much at all, because we're working for our value. So if you don't have the skill of sales down very well, you're not going to go very well. So we don't want to apply to these jobs until we're actually ready. But just for this example that I'm about to run through on how to actually act on these interviews, we're just going to pretend that you know framework and you've been practicing and you're almost ready for a job. Eventually, when you guys get an interview, the number one thing that they're going to say is we're sort of looking for someone with more experience. What do we do in this scenario? we need to display our skill. And the way you display your skill of sales is by objection handling. So we're going to deal with this objection with them to one, show them that we actually know sales because we're dealing with their objection that they've given us, and two, change their perspective so they're actually willing to hire us and give us a chance. So what we're going to do is I'll role play what a scenario of someone telling us that we don't have enough experience would actually look like so we can display the skill. Sorry, Ethan, we can't really hire you right now. We're sort of looking for someone with a bit more experience. Yeah, I can understand that you're looking for someone with experience, which is fine. But I guess, what are you looking for in someone that has experience? Oh, well, skills. Okay, skills. Does someone having experience guarantee that they have skills? Oh, we hope so. You hope so. Because I'm sure you've had people come in and they've got 3+ years experience and they can't close a fucking door. Yeah, you're right. We've had a few people like that. So knowing that experience doesn't mean skills doesn't make sense to only hire people with experience. No, but it's just less risky for the company. Yeah, it's less risky, but what happens if you turn down someone that's got less experience but is an absolute killer? Would miss out. Yeah, you'd miss it. Because imagine if someone said, oh, we're not going to bring LeBron into the NBA because he hasn't got enough experience, he's only in high school. You'd miss out on the GOAT. So knowing that you're not looking for experience, you're looking for competency, would you be open to give me a chance where I could actually show that? The reason why this works so well is because we are displaying the skill that he's looking for in the objection handle. It's a great little script to use in objections like this, and you can frame it in a bunch of different ways. And what I'm going to do is leave a link to a video where I actually dive way more into framework about sales and how you actually do this job once you do land a job, so you don't rush off and go try land one of these roles before you're actually ready. Like I was mentioning before, the best way to learn sales and marketing is by actually doing it. But by doing it, we need feedback. We need someone to tell us what we're doing right. We need someone to tell us what we're doing wrong. I'm sure if someone spent 2 years watching all of Mike Tyson's fights, he got in the gym and started playing around with the bag, studied his, techniques, he's not going to be Mike Tyson. Why? Because he doesn't have any feedback. He doesn't know if he's doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Now, the biggest problem you're going to run into while trying to learn sales and marketing, like I said before, actually doing it is the best way to learn and the only way you're really going to get better. Like if I watched football, for years and years and years, but I never actually played. Just because I watch football every single day and I watch these videos and I study the plays and I know the best thing, doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and be the best football player ever. Why? Because I haven't actually practiced it, I've just been consuming. It's the exact same thing with sales, the exact same thing with appointment setting. You have to actually role play. Another thing you're gonna be missing from this is feedback. So once you do start practicing, you need someone that knows what they're doing to tell you what you're doing wrong, so that they can say, you went wrong here, let's try fix this, or they can say, you went wrong here, let's try fix this, or this was good, you can leave that, but we'll fix this section here. It's the only way to get better. Otherwise, you've got to go through all the trial and error yourself, and it can take months and months and months. The reason I know this is because I'm speaking from experience. When I started trying to learn sales and marketing, I really struggled because I had no one there to guide me. I was a tradie, I didn't know anything about this sort of shit. So what I did is I invested myself and got an actual mentor and got into academy where I can actually learn this shit properly. I obviously make these YouTube videos so it's free. You guys can go out and actually have a crack and get some money behind you without having to invest in yourself. But it's wrong for me to expect that all of you can make it by yourself, because I couldn't make it by myself. So like I said, I invested in myself. I got training, I've joined an academy where I learned sales, marketing, a bunch of different stuff. I still get mentored by them today. So what I'm going to do for you guys that are actually serious about this, do not do this if you're not serious about actually starting right now. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can book a free call with ABC Academy to talk about creating a roadmap, creating a plan, creating a blueprint on getting to your goal so you can get into appointment setting, get into remote closing, or whatever you sort of want to achieve. But to recap, just before this video ends, I've covered the 3 different ways you can actually get a job. Understand that because you have no experience, you're going to need to do a lot more applying compared to someone else. And then once you do get an interview, you want to display your skills, okay? But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe because I release videos every single week getting more and more detail. Leave a comment on things that you're unsure about and I'll make a video on it. But besides that, thank you for watching. Bonjour, cunts.